So now we're going to apply the gradient techniques that we just learned with Imagery. Okay, so I'm going to refer you to our exercise files over here. As you can see, there's a folder called EP11.3, and it really is basically the ASPCA, which I'm trying to promote as much as I possible. Okay, so that definitely they are for the prevention of animal cruelty, which I'm strongly in favor for. Love this organization. Okay, and then we have the other images here. I love New York. We've got the Manhattan skyline, and of course here's the ASPCA image that I want to use to kind of like show you how to use a gradient tool to create a good promotion for this. So in a way, we're creating a public service announcement for New York and the ASPCA. So let's go ahead and start with the ASPCA, and please go ahead and find a way to bring in both images. And if you need to, stop this video right now and bring in both images. I'm using a Mac, so what I normally do is I click on the first file over here and then click on the second file after I press and hold the command key. So I select the first file, press and hold the command key, and select the second one, okay, which is a young woman and big dog.jpg. Let me unclick, and this is what we're looking for right here. See this little gradient right here? We got the logo here, we got their slogan, and we got their website. That's what we're looking for. So once again, click on the first file, press and hold command key, and then click on the second file. Now if you're using a Windows, you might have to press the first file, then use the control key, okay? Or like I said before, you can always file open and import it one by one. You can also drag it in. Watch this, look at this, I can drag this in, two things, and there it is. Simple as that. So we don't have to press any keys if we know what we're doing. Alright, so we have a nice image of a woman and her dog. That's a big dog. How much do you think that thing eats? Alright, and of course here is the ASPCA logo, and it is a transparent logo supposedly, although coming from the internet I don't trust it, because even though it looks to be a transparent logo, it's got the checkered background, doesn't necessarily mean that it's transparent. The checkered background could be part of the image. Alright, let's go into the image right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to create a nice little gradient that goes from the upper left to, you know, all the way down, so we can add that logo and the other slogan and the website that we just saw. Alright, let's do this. First and foremost, as you can see right here, I'm going to change colors really quickly to black and white. Now I don't know what color you have, and what I'm going to do now is go back to the ASPCA, and I'm interested in this orange right here with the P. So I'm going to click on the eyedropper tool and then go ahead and select this P right here. And as you can see, the foreground color will match the values of that orange, if you call it an orange, of this P, okay? But either way, we've matched the colors. Now what I'm going to do is click on the gradient tool. There it is right there, okay? And then on the top of the gradient editor, if I click on this bar and I click on basic, I should see well, supposedly the first icon will be the foreground to background. In this case, it would be going from orange to white. The second icon, okay, if I move it over, will go from foreground to transparent, just like it says over there. So I'm going to click that, press OK, and now let's go ahead and see what we can do. Let's go ahead and drag from, and oh, by the way, make sure that we have a linear gradient. We'll try the radial one as well, and let's see what we can come out of it. So let's go ahead and click from the top left all the way to the dog, and that's actually not bad, although it's kind of light here. Maybe we should try a little bit more. So click on the history tab and click on the step right above where it says gradient, in this case open. Now we can always Command Z, that might work too. And this time I want a little more orange, so I'm going to go to the very upper left, and this time I'm going to go into the dog. There it is right there. Alright, well, let's see what we can do with this. Alright, so this image, by the way, if we go to image size, is approximately Now it's measured in inches, so we're going to do pixels. 1000 by 700. So let's say 1058 by 700. Alright, now let's go over here. This image is pretty big. Look at this, 3000. Okay, that's pretty huge. That's not going to fit in the other image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down to, let's say, 700. Alright, and press OK. So now we got this situation. And I'm going to go ahead and press Select All. Notice the marching ants are marching around that image. Then I'm going to edit copy, or Command C or Control C, and I'm going to go back to this image right here, okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste, edit, paste. There we have it. Well, guess what? It is transparent. Okay, so now I have to find a way to tilt it and fit in the upper left. So now obviously I can do this. I can go to edit and free transform right there. Free transform, Command T. Okay, and you've got these little handles that appear around the ASPCA, and I can actually leave it right there. And by the way, notice how it kind of wobbles a little bit like that. So I can fix this image. Okay, and I believe if I click up here, although I'm not sure, maintain aspect ratio. Let's click it again so that it will maintain the aspect ratio. And well, it's not really doing it, is it? Let me see if I can try and do that again. Yeah, so if I unclick it, I guess that's what happens. I can just go ahead. No, it's not doing it. But if I press and hold the Shift key, that'll do it. Alright, well anyways, look where it's at. That's actually nice right there on the upper left. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to, you notice how there's a curved cursor on the upper right there. You see how it's curving? And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to curve it. There we have it right there. And I'm going to actually shrink it a little bit more. Now when it comes to marketing, you don't want to shrink your logo too much. Okay, so here it is. And let's see what a drop shadow effect will do to this. So again, I want to kind of center it and make it look really good. There it is right there. And then let's see if we can go to layer, style, and let's go to drop shadow. Alright, and as you can see, there's a little bit of a drop shadow there. Not terrific, but let's see what happens if I kind of increase the opacity. Much better. And let's kind of put the shadow to that position. Now we're talking. Okay, and I'm just going to leave it right there. So already that looks better than what we have over here. ASPCA, We Are Their Voice, www.aspca.org. So let's look at it one more time. So we're going to put We Are Their Voice, all right, in white letters. And as you can see right here, the background is a white. And we're going to go ahead and switch it by clicking on this little icon right here. And now we will just basically click on the text tool and type. We Are Their Voice. Okay. And from here, I don't know exactly what font you have. You don't have to use my font. You can use any font you want. I have Mirrored Pro, but you can use Arial, you can use Verdana, whatever is good for you. And you be your own judge. See how big or small it needs to be. But when it comes to marketing, the slogan should never exceed the logo. So here we have right here, and of course I'm going to mention the fact that anything text has its own, automatically creates a new layer. So with that being said, I can go to edit, free transform again, same handlebars, and I can go ahead and notice that I can move it right over there. There you have it. Done. Okay, We Are Their Voice. And now what we're going to do, actually maybe make it right around there. Okay, nothing terrific. And we got to make sure it's kind of like parallel to each other. There we go. And the final thing, of course, is their website. Okay, now this is going to be tough because, like I said, it's kind of tough to create the layer again. Text tool. Okay, well actually it wasn't that easy. So Sometimes it continues on to the previous text layer, but in this case, I guess we're fortunate. www.aspca.org, and this time I'm going to color this black. So the way to do that is highlight the entire text, go down here, and you notice that this little icon right here, the smaller black, which will make the foreground a black. There it is right there. Alright, so now I'm going to kind of shrink this a little bit. That's a little too much. And again, apply the free transform tool. Go over here and move this up here. Alright, that's a nice little thing that we got going over there. Make it there, and of course, you know, I'm not here to endorse the ASPCA, but I do believe in the good things that they do, and this is one of them. Alright, so now we're going to try something else. Alright, so with all these beautiful things right here, we're going to have to get rid of it all, okay? Unfortunately, it's such a nice thing, but anyway, let's go to History tool, okay? And what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and click on every step until you get to the clear original image. I guess all you got to do, there it is right there. You could have just clicked on the very top, I suppose. Alright, now what if I want to create a sandwich? In other words, I want to create orange, clear, orange picture. In other words, I want to sandwich the dog and the woman in between, you know, oranges. Let's try that. So in that case, I got to go into the gradient tool. There's a gradient tool. And then I'm going to go back up here. And notice that it's already from, you know, black to transparent. So I got to go in there. And first of all, what I really need to do is capture that orange again. So let's go back to the logo. Click on the eyedropper tool and click on the orange P. There it is. So that way, when I click, well, let's go back to the picture here, and notice I've got my gradient here. So let's go ahead and do this. Click in there, and we're going to create a brand new icon. So what we want to do is have solid, transparent, solid. All right, here it is. We've already got this color here. What we want to do is have a middle color stop here. Okay, and keep that as, well, basically no color. And on the very far right, we want to repeat this. And if you notice, it's already this orange. So let's click on the first one, and I'm going to go ahead and click in the color icon, and I'm going to remember this hex number. So I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to copy it. There it is. Then I'm going to go to the far right stop, click on that, and copy, and just making sure it is the same color, just making sure. Now you notice how we're not done yet. The top of the bar has additional stops called opacity stops. So you notice here, if it's the more black it is, the opacity is 100. Now here I've got a white opacity. That's because the opacity is 0. I'm going to go ahead and enter 100. Alright, now we got a solid orange line. Well, we don't have to. We're going to go ahead and click in the middle, right above this stop right here. Click there. Alright, and now we're going to make it opacity equals 0. So notice how the center has absolutely no transparent, it's transparent. It's got no color. Alright, let's go ahead and call this Customs OTO. That means orange, transparent orange. Let's go ahead and do that. Create new, and there it is right there. Okay, looks like there's a gaping hole in an orange square right there. Let's go ahead and press OK. There it is again. Now watch what happens. Gradient tool is selected. I've got the linear gradient. I'm going to go ahead and drag across. There we have it. Looks good, doesn't it? So the middle part is kind of like, you know, and at that point, I can take the ASPCA, copy it, and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to use my transfer tool, and I'm going to basically move it across There you have it. And then I can apply a nice little layer, supposedly a layer. Let me go ahead and press return. I'm going to go ahead and create a layer style. And let me see, let's go ahead and create a drop shadow again. There it is right there. And there you go. Okay. Love dogs. Don't you love dogs? All right. So that's pretty much it for this lesson on gradient. And we'll see you at the next lesson. Hope you enjoyed it.